Hello, my name is Pelton Stewart, and I'm the Vice President of the Vallejo Sister City Association and a member of the Vallejo Sister City Commission. It gives me great pleasure to talk to you tonight a little bit about my involvement in Sister City and how I came to where we are now. And I start by telling you that I blame Lonnie and Brenda Brumfield. It's their fault. I was talking to my fraternity brother, and he talked about his involvement in this project, Sister City, and suggested it might be something that I consider. I shooed him off and said, yeah, I'll do it someday. And he kept bugging me about it, and Mrs. Brumfield bugged me about it, and as time went on, they finally didn't do it as often. And as fate would have it, I was in Bagamoyo, Tanzania, with for a conference, and walking through a museum, I saw a plaque on the wall. And I looked at this plaque and I said, does that say Vallejo? And I looked at the plaque, and it was a plaque from Vallejo Sister City. And I said to myself, actually I said to the group, this is divine intervention. As soon as I get back, I'm joining Sister City. And my dream was to someday bring a group of young people back to Bagamoyo, Tanzania, and I'll talk more about that later. In terms of Sister City generally, and the thing that's exciting about it to me is how, as we've described, not only is it something that's affordable for everyone, from small business to corporations to well-to-do families to working class folks, but you also don't even have to worry about the language barriers and the whole issue of whether you're going to be able to communicate with your guests. And when you go visit the countries, they make sure that you're taken care of. I also want to brag about our relationship with VCATS. As a result of our partnership with VCATS, not only are we doing these films, where we're going to be telling Vallejo about our 6 sister cities, but we're also going to be filming different events around the community. And as we move along in a variety of projects that we'll describe as we move through our involvement with VCATS, you're going to learn a lot about the specific elements of our Sister City program. The producers for this segment happen to be Vallejo middle and high school students. They are literally behind the scenes manipulating all the cameras and making sure this thing comes off first class. And it's really a tribute to VCATS and their training of the young people that we're able to do that. And Sister City was really excited about allowing the young people to be the producers for this, and I'm excited about that. And at the end, you'll see them, you'll see their taglines, and I want you to know that we're producing some future Quincy Jones and other major producers of radio and television, and that's kind of what we hope to come away from this with, is our youngsters not only broadening their vision of what they can do here, but broadening their vision of the world and seeing people and interacting with young people from around the world. And the first example of that I always talk about is what Mrs. Brumfield does with her poetry slams. They literally have kids from Vallejo reciting poetry that is shared with each of our 6 sister cities. And we are in the process of gathering poetry from our other from all of those cities, and they're bringing them here, and we'll be sharing those in future broadcasts. In terms of the general involvement in this, again, not only is it not for just the retired folks or older adults, but we have young adults, college students, high school students, and even junior high school students that are involved in the production of this event and involved in Sister City generally. It really boils down to something that the entire community could get involved in, and we really encourage you to step forward, join us, see what VCATS is about, see what they're doing every day all over our community, and spreading the word about the positive things about our great city of Vallejo. I'm real excited about to tell you about something that's going to take place in 2013. In 2013, the Bagamoyo Committee of the Vallejo Sister City Association and Commission is going to host a group of Vallejo citizens on a trip to Bagamoyo, Tanzania. And when I went to Bagamoyo, they called me a North American African. I was actually there with 5,000 people at this conference. And at the conference, thanks to Pastor Palmer and his church, Harvest Time Christian Center. We were there for a born-again Christian conference, and there were 5,000 people there. There was one Englishman, Pastor Palmer, 3 Filipinos, and 1 North American African. And I wonder who that was. I didn't know it, but I'm a North American African. And they reminded me of that with pride. I carry that name to this day. That's who I am. And our goal is to bring a bunch of North American Africans from Vallejo to Bagamoyo, Tanzania for our 10th anniversary of our Sister City relationship. And we look forward to telling you more about those sorts of trips, not just to Bagamoyo, but all of our sister cities in the near future. Thank you very much.